Hello. Oh, this lighting is not really, it's kind of a little better this way. I'm real tired looking because I only slept like 3 hours. I just got back from my first interview with Baylor Hospital for acute care residency program. I hope I get it. I was able to meet with the managers for trauma and transplant, abdominal transplant, but they do handle certifications for like all types of organ transplant. I hope it went well. They asked me some questions like, tell me about a stressful situation, a time you handle conflict, um, going above and beyond, um, a time that I had to like address a physician or a nurse or something, a surgeon, when I noticed that the patient wasn't being like cared for properly. A time when I had a difficult patient who wasn't like adhering to their like treatment plan. Uh, Tell me a little about yourself. Tell me about your hobbies. They asked if I had any questions. They asked which departments I wanted to work with. Um, I think that's pretty much it. Like, what's 3 important must-haves for a department that I would like to work in? And yeah, so yeah, that was not easy. I was super nervous. Like I said, I didn't sleep last night. I couldn't sleep. I was just thinking about so much, and I practiced um, questions and answers and stuff, and I don't remember what it's called, but just Googling, it's like 62 new grad nursing interview questions and like how to answer it with different scenarios. And actually, one of my classmates found it. She came in to visit into Dallas, and we hung out the other day. She really helped me out so much. It was very beneficial. And went over that, prepared examples, stories for things, just practiced a few times so I was more comfortable with it. As far as like the information, it wasn't hard for me to think of a story, but I was so nervous. And when I get nervous, like my voice gets real shaky. So hopefully they were able to understand me while I was talking to them today. But it's really cool because it's a year contract for residency. They assist with certifications if you do stay there. They have study classes, continuing education classes, and then like seminars and stuff to help you, get everything you need for these certifications. But there's no actual contract, which a lot of hospitals, if you have a residency program where they train you for like 12 weeks, 16 weeks, whatever, then you have like a year, 2 years. Actually, I haven't even seen a year. 2 years or 3 year contract with that hospital. Baylor doesn't have that. There's no contract obligation, but they will go ahead and train you. And so I'm just really hoping that I've left a good enough impression today for them to remember me. They're trying to hire and fill 21 graduate nurse positions. So I'm hoping I get one of them. That would be so great. I didn't talk to them anything about pay or anything like that. And the reason I didn't ask or like what they start out as or whatever, I mean, it's poor taste kind of at this point because it's just the interview. But also with that, my boyfriend is a nurse, and when they interview for their positions, he was like, normally when anybody asks about the pay in the interview, we just kind of write them off because that means they're not really interested in the unit, the department, the patients, and a lot. They're more concerned about the pay. And until they offer me a position, I'm not going to worry about it. So it's a teaching hospital. Oh, they did ask me that, why this hospital? And so I went online and I checked like their mission statement, their values, stuff like that. So I made sure to incorporate that in my answer of why I thought it was the best choice for me. And so I'm just kind of hoping things go well. I'm going to hear back from the recruiter once, any of the departments have made a decision. But quite frankly, they're trying to hire for like July positions. And so hopefully they still consider me. I'm trying to be hired for them. It's a great hospital, definitely a great opportunity to learn. And I would be fortunate to be given that chance to make a difference in the hospital and on the floor as well. So that's the update from that. So I passed my boards, of course, from the last video. And that was very stressful, just waiting. Definitely a tip. Do not take your NCLEX on Friday because you have to wait the whole weekend and you have to wait 48 hours of business days. So I had to wait an additional 2 days just to get my results because I took my exam on a Friday. If you can avoid it, don't take it on a Friday because it will shorten the process and you won't be so stressed out and everything like that, right? Definitely how I studied and passed. My exam shut off at 75 questions. I was stressed like heck, okay? When I got to question 74, I got to question 75, I clicked submit, and I'm like, okay, in the process of my head while I'm clicking, like, and blinking, right? Um, it was like, well, as long, as in myself, I was thinking as long as I keep getting questions, that means that there's still a chance. So when I clicked submit on 75 and the screen shut off and just went blue, I was like, oh snap. Like there's no other chances. Either I blew it or I did a great job. So definitely UWorld was very helpful. ATI, Capstone, and all that, those tests are sucky. They take a long time. It's very difficult, but it was extremely helpful. And I almost felt like when I took NCLEX, like I was overthinking the question because of how difficult like some of the UWorld questions are and how hard some of the ATI. UWorld to me was easier than ATI, but ATI, I think because I was doing like okay. I wouldn't say I didn't do well, but I was doing like in the 70s for ATI stuff. And because that gives you that focus review, I made sure to go through the chapters of that focus review because obviously it was something I didn't know. So when I got to UWorld, and I made sure to read the rationales and go all over all of that stuff, I just felt like I was really prepared. Um, Walking in, I was confident walking in. Leaving, I was very unsure. And then once I got my results, because I don't feel like I bombed it, I didn't think I did that poorly. Prioritization, definitely. Go over that section 4 and 5 times. Listen to those Mark K audios. I can try to link them actually down below because I saved the link for it. Listen to do that. If you don't have UWorld, it's called Nursing Labs or Nurse Labs, but it's practice tests that's broken down by a body system. Do that if you don't have the money for UWorld, or if someone you know in your class or whatever has taken their NCLEX already and they have their UWorld subscription that's still available for 3 weeks, go back through and just retake the exams. Like, just do any and everything, because honestly there's no excuse. And it's, thankfully I haven't had to deal with that, but I could only imagine having gone through all of this, putting all this stress on yourself and trying to prepare, and when it comes down to the test, you find out like you didn't do enough practice questions, or you didn't review enough of information to familiarize yourself with different topics or whatever, especially what are your weak points. And it definitely, NCLEX definitely finds your weaknesses. Okay, that's not a joke. Computer adaptive is a pain, man, because I got a lot of questions. I was like, dang it, why do I keep getting this subject? But just prepare yourself, because failing cannot feel good, because I felt like trash when I walked out and I passed. So for the people who don't pass it, like, I can't imagine how they feel about themselves, and just the amount of stress and pressure and anxiety and just depression. Honestly, I was stressed out like you wouldn't even believe, trying to prepare for NCLEX. But like I said, I'm in the applying process. My first interview, I had a digital interview. I've gotten a call back from a critical care residency with a 3-year contract at a county hospital here in Dallas, and a couple of other things. So I've denied one offer because I don't want to do that in home health. Like, I need to have some more experience. The pay is not horrible. The acuity, they said that I would start out a little bit lower because I'm a new nurse and I would have to get trained and everything like that. But just the fact of me not having that much experience and being responsible to care for someone all on my own independently. I can't ask someone else if I have a question, or there's no doctor coming to check up on them or anything like that. I'm just not comfortable doing that yet. But so I did deny that offer. But I mean, just keep at it. It's almost over. It's almost over. Wherever you are in the program, just know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel and things are going to work out. And on the bright side, pretty much all of my classmates, out of the 62 of us that graduated, everyone that stayed back and has passed their boards is working now in all different departments, unless they're denying it because they want different pay and this and that, depending on what their history is for work. But they're all working. So, I mean, it's just a matter of time before I join the crew. Until next time, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. Seriously, ask questions, anything like that. I know like there's been a couple new like viewers or whatever that I can see. Ask a question. It would help me so much, and I'll answer it to the best of my ability. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Until next time.
Say I don't, but I always try. Where you look, it's like, whoa. Got me locking, I'm hypnotized.